What's up? This your boy Drizzy Drake, and you are now rocking with Pain.
I waited all my life for this moment. Yeah. The harder I work, closer it's coming. Yeah. I feel it in the air tonight. Yeah. I feel it in the air tonight. Yeah. I feel it in the air.
And you are outside.
I'm outside in
What a way
Palm
to start.
Springs.
Oh my God. So
I'm visiting my friend.
oh, so
Yeah,
how is it? So,
Mhm.
how is it out there across Palm Springs? Is it? It should be good. It shouldn't be too hot because it's
Oh
still
no, it's
morning for
hot.
y'all. Oh, it is.
I mean, it's still. I don't know what. I mean, it's a desert. So Palm Springs, you're out in the desert. So I mean, it'll get over. Like yesterday, the high was way over 100.
Oh
Probably
my God.
103. Yeah, but it's okay because I used to live in the desert. I went to high school and college in Arizona, so I got I didn't get used to it, but I knew what I was coming to. I don't think you ever
See,
get used to it.
I'm used to that country heat. See, is that down south heat? Because see, you've been in Tennessee, so you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
I've
a
been in
different
both.
type heat, yo. Like y'all is just hot. Ours is just uncomfortable. It's just
The most uncomfortable I've ever been was when I was in New York. My husband took a new coaching job, so we were staying at the university at their dorms, and it was in the middle of the summer. It was so hot. That was the most uncomfortable I've ever been. Ever. The humidity, my hair wouldn't even dry.
Yeah. No, because there's no
Horrible.
trees.
It's
There's no
horrible.
trees in New York. It's all buildings.
Yeah,
It's
because
all
I was
buildings.
smacking the Bronx. I was smacking the Bronx.
Oh God. I actually like the Bronx. The Bronx and Brooklyn was straight. Um, we was all over New York. It's from Brooklyn to Queens to
Okay.
Manhattan.
So I used
Especially
to work.
Manhattan. I used to enjoy Manhattan.
See, I didn't really have the opportunity to explore. I feel like New York. I went there to work. I had a job there, so I worked in the Bronx, but I lived in Greenwich. So I was so busy commuting, always going here or there. Sometimes I'd be in 3 states in one day because I would coach, and then I'd go train, and I'd come home. And I lived in all those things were in different places.
Oh yeah. It was
So
like just like I had the experience of taking the subway. That was interesting. I had to do the bus and the subway in New York, and that was very interesting. I swear.
would you do it again?
Because I mean, if I had to, but it was like compared to like a bus down here in Durham, because we don't like have trains or nothing like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it was more clustered than you would have midday in the Bull City on the bus. And it was just like couldn't move, it's people just and plus I know that I'm the country boy. I'm the tourist up there, so I don't want to look like a tourist. I heard what go down and do subways.
Right.
But now New York, I love New York, especially the food. Oh God, yes.
So what was your favorite, or what did you eat when you went there?
I had Irish breakfast. That was good. I definitely had Indian food.
Oh, okay. Did you like it?
Loved it. Yes, loved curry.
Oh, awesome.
Yes. And a few other things. And rice and chicken. And rice and lamb meat. Because
Okay, like lamb chops.
those now you know how they had the carts where you can get like the rice and the meat. And
Oh, did you go to like a Brazilian barbecue type thing?
I did that too.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Okay,
But I remember I don't know how Manhattan is now, but they used to have like these carts that you can get the rice and the chicken. Because you can get a gyro, but then you can get the rice with the chicken chopped up. Yeah.
Right.
And they give you the rice, the white sauce, and
Right. The tzatziki sauce.
yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
See,
Gotcha.
I was up there in New York when they still had the dirty DVD stores and shit.
Oh,
And man, I'm talking about like early 2000s. Yeah, so it's
right.
like I know right when you couldn't smoke inside no more.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, so
That's funny.
let me go ahead and introduce this thing. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the premiere episode, which will be appearing on the Premium Smoke Room on the Smoke This Over the Smokers Lounge podcast network or whatever, but the Premium Smoke Room for subscribers. But this one you're gonna get to see for free because we're gonna give you just a little taste of what you're gonna get if you subscribe for $4.99 a month, which now 6 premium podcasts.
Nice.
And this one is the Blasian Goddess Hour with our wonderful host, Kellie Shin. Say hello to everyone.
Hi, everyone. Thank you very much.
No
Thank you.
doubt,
Thank
no
you.
doubt. And to give everyone a background, because she recently appeared on the Smokers Lounge, and me and her talked, and she was down for doing the podcast. I was down for doing one with her. You know, I just feel that she not only have the look, but she has the voice and the swag to do this thing. You know, what have
Oh,
you.
thank you, Bobby.
No doubt. And
Ah,
since we have last had you on camera, you have done a lot.
I have. Man, last week was wild. I was in Vegas last week, and it was just kind of funny because it was almost like surreal to me because I'm like, God, I can't believe like I'm here finally doing this because it's like one of those things that I've
Mhm.
been like plotting forever, and now it's like, oh, it's finally here. Um, so it was like great. Vegas is an interesting spot. It's funny because on Thursday morning met some random guy. He's like, "Hey, can I snort some coke off your ass?" I'm like, "It's Thursday morning. Where else does that happen? Only in Vegas." That was my Thursday morning in
Damn,
Vegas.
that's a hell of a way to start your morning right there. That's
Yeah, very interesting.
good morning. Can I sniff coke off your ass?
Yeah, I was going down to the pool.
Mhm.
We had a great pool where I was staying at, and I ran to this guy. He's like, "Man, you look really good. I would really like to snort some coke." And I was like, "Well, when I go back up to my room, I'll let you know."
Mhm.
So I went and kind of did my thing. I had to go, swim, get some exercise, of course.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah, why not?" So we went upstairs.
Oh God. Oh no, wait a second. so so wait a second. So
He
okay, so you
waited.
I mean, okay then. So y'all went upstairs, right?
Yeah.
Now, did you lay down or was you doggy style when because
No,
I know he
so
had to tap it on on your ass.
right. So we had this really nice bathroom. The place I had a nice suite. It was a really cool bathroom. So we went in the bathroom and I like kind of just leaned over the seat like that.
Hmm.
And then he, put it there and did what he needed to do. And, we just kind of hung out and talked and, while I was packing because I had to go to the other hotel and,
Yeah.
and was telling him I was here for work, which leads into my other stories, right? So I think
Hmm.
he wanted to do stuff, but I was like, I can't do anything right now because I have to focus and I have to work because I came there for one person. And I think you know who I'm talking about, Bobby.
Oh yes, oh yes. Shouts out to the great and legendary Richard Mann. You had the pleasure
Yes,
of working with him
yes.
and everything. So how was it? Okay, first, how was it first working with him? How did y'all connect? All that good stuff.
Well, well, you know this story, Bobby.
Oh yes. Okay. Do
Well,
I need to
so
let
with the help,
everybody? No, I let you
yeah.
tell it.
Well, with the help of Bobby, he just made some suggestions about, hey, you probably would, might want to shoot with these people. And he gave me some suggestions. So I was like, okay, kind of looking it over. And oh my God, I think I lost Bobby. Bobby, are you still there? Ah, the internet. I'll hold to wait to tell the rest of the story.
Woo!
Black Wall Street is now online, baby. That's right. Visit the GW District. Shop the very best in men's and women's apparel and accessories, home decor, office supplies, books, pantry items, and so much more. The GW District is a retail marketplace of Black-owned products and media. We're both veteran and Black-owned, and we're bringing you the best online shopping experience with products made by small businesses. Come and experience the GW District difference today at shopgwdistrict.com. That's shopgwdistrict.com. The GW District, a retail marketplace of Black-owned products and media.
That's right. That's right.
Like, well, I want to have sex with you. I was like, I understand that, but I can't have sex with you.
Yeah, because even though he had got the experience to sniff the coke off of you, it's kind of like now you got to sit here and get ready for this shoot with Richard Mann, his crew. Because also, go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Well, I was going to say, well, too, I'm like big into like health and safety. So I don't let any, weird, strange dick come into my circle.
Yeah, I mean, but see, that's the thing about our business is that you have to be that way anyway by necessity. And then
Yes, you
too,
do.
on the other end of it, like I said, even in the lifestyle, you have to be mindful of that.
Right.
Period.
So, yeah. So I was like, yeah, I can't. And he's like, okay, well, I understand. So I was like, well, good. So,
yeah.
yeah. So we just, So back to, are we on? Are we?
Oh yes, we're recording.
Okay.
It was
Okay.
recording as soon as we came back in. But go
So,
ahead.
so I was there to shoot with Richard Mann. Well, for several reasons. One was Richard Mann, and also we had a lifestyle party that I was hosting. But so I was very excited. So I was getting ready for that, and I had to switch hotels. So yeah, like, and again, I don't just do strange dick. So I think that's what people think, though. Because when I do tell people like what I do, like lately, it's like, oh, you like to fuck? Yes, I do, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Okay, because I mean that's the biggest misconception. They think that that's all we think about is sex and want to fuck and suck dick and get dick sucked. No, we actually have
Right.
lives outside of all this shit.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And again, I don't, I just don't do strange dick like that. So, but he was understanding. I explained it to him, but it was it was an interesting time. I had never had that, experience happen to me by a random stranger because, I just never
It
have.
was just funny that the dude just walked up and said, "You just so gorgeous. I just want to sniff coke off your ass."
Yes, yes, yes. I
Oh
was
my
like, oh,
god.
okay. Well, that is interesting. I was like, this is an interesting Thursday morning so far. And I just
So,
was going out to the pool to go exercise.
so, so you hooked up with, like I said, with Richard Mann. Of course, I had a hand in kind of putting it
Yes, you
together,
did.
and everything. So, how was it hooking up with Richard Mann? Paint the picture. What type of shoot did you do? Who all did you work with? All that went down with that.
Oh my goodness. It was interesting because like I'm new. The
Yeah.
porn that I was making before was like either my husband or like if I knew someone, like meeting off FetLife, and we went out a few times, things like that. So this was my first time actually worried about just going in to shoot versus have to worry about everything else, for
Mm-hmm.
a shooting. So it was great. It was awesome. He was there. Mr. Mysterious was there. We shot AJ Fresh. We shot Porter Rock. We shot. So it was so I
Wait.
started with
Hold on.
Mr.
AJ Fresh, and you got Porter Rock.
Yeah,
Because
Mr.
Porter Rock, I
Mysterious.
mean, dude, I'm gonna ask you a question. Is Porter Rock short? Is
No,
he
he's not
tall? He's
short.
short. Okay.
Yeah, I would say
I
he's
mean,
average height.
because because he's so muscular and shit. So he just look like. But like I said, so I mean, so who did you shoot with first?
I shot with Richard first.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he had
And
to break
then
you in first.
you're
I
right.
knew he would break you in first. I knew that. So what did y'all shoot? And
Oh, we
everything.
shot everything. We shot everything. We did a little bit of everything. I like to be active, so I can't just stay in one spot, right? So I
Okay.
like to move around the bed, move positions. Like I am super active. Like to me, it's like it's like working out.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I'm there for.
Okay.
But it was great. We did it was a nice Airbnb, so we were able to use the
Mm-hmm.
bedrooms, of course, and like other places throughout the house. There are some shots that we did that we added some you know different background and different scenarios, so that was nice. Yeah.
No doubt. So with Richard Mann, before we get to the other guys, that was
Yeah.
just where they like a straight fuck scene, or did they have role play with it?
Oh no, we just got down to it. I mean, come on, it's Richard Mann. Like what is there to role play? There's nothing. Like he has a huge cock,
Mhm.
so it's like, yeah, there's this like, what do you don't say anything. You just go immediately to like, you just like drop to your knees and go, yeah, let's do this.
Oh my God! So y'all just went at it, and then
Yeah.
pretty much all the scene. So it was like. So tell me about. I mean, just how the shoot was, because like I said, with him, even though y'all was fucking, this probably was fun as hell. It felt good.
Yeah.
Still, the how can I put this? The mindfulness of what y'all doing when it comes to the camera, because I know with the angles and stuff like that, because he's still a professional about his shit.
Right. Well, I think it was natural for me because I come from a modeling background, right? So, like being in front of the camera, being aware of the camera, being aware of what you're doing in front of the camera, like, so I kind of already understood that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that I don't, it just like I didn't even think about the camera, to be honest with you. I just went in there and like all I could think about was serving
You
him.
just think
Like,
about all that dick that was right there. You was like,
yeah,
I need
I
to
was like,
fuck
that's
every
all I
last
could
one of
think
these
about. I didn't think
motherfuckers.
about like, yeah, I wasn't sitting there thinking about the camera the whole time. I mean, I was aware it was there, but I was too busy, thinking about that dick. So,
Yeah, because I can see in the pictures, you were just so happy, the smile on your face. You were just bright, vibrant, and
yeah, it
everything.
was.
So after Richard, see, you can even tell just by the way she just curled her hair, like how good the dick was.
I know,
You
I
could
just
just
like
tell.
touching my hair.
She was like, yes, that was some good dick that day.
It
So
was
I mean, so
very
you shot
good.
with all
Yeah.
of them in the same day, or was it split up?
No, not at the same day. I was split up,
Okay,
you know.
so
Yeah,
so
you
so so
know.
it was. So y'all did like one a day,
No,
or
not what a day. I think I did 4 scenes that day.
okay, that's 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 good. That's good. No, that's actually damn good um because you have some guys, well, especially on the male talent. With one, you had multiple male talents there, so um because the thing about what women gotta understand is that when you're shooting that much, especially depending upon the length of the scenes that y'all doing, period. Because you can go 45 minutes, your shit be pounded out, or you can go
Right.
20 minutes and be pounded out.
Oh, yeah, but
Um,
I don't do short duration.
I see me and you would have went for 45 minutes.
Like I'm like upset if I feel like my time was like shorted. I'm like I expect at least minimum 45 minutes.
but see, to me, them the type females I like to work with, and male talents I like to work with, period. Because there's a lot of positions. I'm the kind of dude that I want to go back to the ride. Like, okay, you rode me cowgirl.
Yes.
Let's do the reverse cowgirl. You know what I'm saying? Try the
Right.
doggy style over here, stuff like that. Period. And because even with me, very few females can actually last and they should still be fresh after the third scene, or they
What
be
do you mean
sore, be able to
fresh?
handle it. Not fresh
Oh,
as in,
uh-uh.
it, they sore. They
Oh, well, I
sore.
was sore like the next day, but was it sore enough to stop me? I mean, come on.
See, you're a different kind of animal, though.
It's
See,
like
cause,
working out. Like, okay, being an athlete. Like, to be
mhm,
honest with you, being an athlete. I was a college athlete. I did stuff professionally as well. Like, if
mhm.
you're sore the next day, you still got to go compete. No one gives two fucks. You got to figure that shit out.
See, and see, there's other things because you work out, so you in shape to go.
Like you know what? I would say a majority of my athletic career, I was always sore every single day, knees, hips, something every day, even now, right? You can't sit there and be like, I'm like, no, I'm not
Oh
gonna
no,
pass up this
no.
opportunity.
Trust me, it been many times the next day after a shoot, especially the way that I used to shoot, because we would
For
shoot
guys, I
like.
feel like it's different though.
Mhm. I mean, now with females, throw some lube on, you good. With dudes, it's different because we had to keep it hard.
Yes,
So we
right,
have to pace ourselves a little bit more than women. That's why I said with you, you had multiple dicks there. So even if he was the only dude, it was multiple chicks.
right.
He got to adjust to each chick. He got to adjust to each chick's pussy. Not every female suck dick like the other one. The other one might have been way more sloppy and nasty than the other one. So it's mental as well as physical.
Right, oh,
Period.
right. Yeah.
You know. So I mean, we all don't get the opportunity to work with someone like you. You know what I'm saying? Where he it's not hard to get up. God dang, it's not hard to get up.
So yeah, I shot four scenes that day, and then the next day, I think I did two. I started to slow down. Like, I feel like I started
Yeah.
off obviously as a sprint, and then like
Mhm,
progressively towards the end, it
mhm,
kind of slowed down. But I was sore at the end of all of it. But
mhm.
during it,
So
it was good.
so
I mean,
so ha- so
I can't tell you guys everything because like there was so much. Like, I want to tell you bits and pieces because you guys are gonna have to wait till I release the video.
oh yes. See, and understand she has a podcast, so that means I have to subscribe to the premium smoke room to hear more of what's.
Yeah, exactly. I can't tell you all everything. I can tell you that I had four scenes that particular day. I think I had eight total when I left Vegas.
Now I know there was visuals from one scene that you did with somebody that was dropped. I think recently. I think yesterday or today, and that shit
Yes.
looked good as hell.
Yeah, Mr. Mysterious, he dropped his. I think I saw it today.
Mhm,
So yeah, but Vegas was fun because wherever I go, I try to like shoot. So I'm either like
mhm,
right now I'm in Palm
mhm,
Springs, but I'm not doing any shooting for videos. I'm doing just modeling shooting, just straight
mhm,
modeling, nudes and so forth.
mhm.
So
Now
I do
that
both.
now Now, that's the other interesting thing about it is that you also are is a pinup model and all
Yeah,
intents and purposes.
right.
And period. Actually, that's what you were doing first because if people go on her profile, you see some hot ass throwbacks. She had the blonde hair and shit.
Yes, I had
I was
blonde
paying
hair back
attention
then.
and stuff. So, how long was you modeling before you got into adult
Oh
film?
gosh, I had started modeling when I was like 18, on and off. I started
Hmm.
with more artistic modeling, not more commercial. Commercial was really hard for me back then because, I would go into these agencies and they would be like, I don't really know what to do with you because they didn't know where to put me in category.
Hmm. Yeah, I see what you're
And then
saying.
when I had one agent suggest I go back overseas, and my dad's like, "No, we're not doing that." So I started modeling more when I was 18, a little bit more independent. I
Hmm.
started with more fine art, so posing for
Hmm.
artist groups, especially then because I was training. I was still an athlete, so
Well,
I had a
well,
lot of
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. Was it
yeah.
because you had an athletic build? That was the reason why they couldn't figure out where to place you.
I went when I was really young. I think 16. No, at that time I was just running track. I think because just how I looked. Like,
Yeah.
because I always get like, what are you? What
Hmm.
are you? What are you? What are you? Like I get
Hmm.
everything. I get that. That's like a daily question. What are you?
Hmm.
So I think that was hard for them to market. Like they need a specific group to market to. Now it's different
Hmm.
because there's more diversity. There's more blending. of folks. You know, they're having more interracial marriages. So this is different now. But when I was like, you know, a teenager in the mid 90s, especially in the United States, because I didn't grow up in the United States. I don't know if a lot of you guys knew that. So I spent my childhood, you know, I moved here when I was 13. I moved to Arizona when I was 13. But up until then, you know, I lived in Korea and a majority of my time in Germany. And at that time, it was just different. So coming from Germany to here was interesting because it was so different.
Ooh, so what you was a military?
My dad worked for the military.
Okay,
He was in the military, but by the time I was born and we were in Germany, he was working for the military. So he was what they call a GS or civil servant. You know, so
okay.
yeah.
So you already had world travel in you before.
Well, I mean, think of me. I mean, my mom is not American. My mom's from, you know, South Korea. So just I've been, you know, like, yeah, I guess world travel. I guess I've always been aware of my surroundings.
Because that's why I told you. I said that you would do well in this business because you fit so many different. I mean, but even to the point that, like, even when I think back in the 80s and 90s, this is how I look at it. If I can place you in a certain era and you still would have thrived in that era, that's how I know that you made for the business. Because even to the point that when I think of the 70s, when I look at the females in the 70s, you fit that. The ethnic women in the 80s, you fit that. You feel what I'm saying? And two, also, when it comes to acting and porn, is actually not. I don't want to use that term incorrectly. If you're able to fit many different ethnicities, it gives you variety and validity in what you do in the business, especially since we are technically porn actors. That means that you can actually tap into different fetishes, different, you know, ethnicities, you know what I'm saying, just like that, you know, period. So the thing that, like, some people may look at as a negative or you know, being mixed race or what have you, sometimes it actually helps when it comes to in the entertainment, you know, period.
Well, right, but that's, you know, but as a kid, you know, I'm 16, 17, 18 years old.
Yeah.
You don't, at that time, I didn't have the confidence I have now. So that's the difference, right? Your confidence level is different. And through sports and through athletics, I think that's how I built my confidence. It helped build my confidence. So as I got older, I slowly started to understand that, but I didn't understand that right away. You just understand no. You're like, oh, okay, no, okay, or you know. So you start to be here at enough time, you start to go, oh, well, maybe there is no place for me. You know,
which is kind of messed up because when you in between two worlds and the two worlds kind of don't accept you fully, yeah, it can be mentally taxing.
Well, you know what I realized now that I'm older, we moved to Arizona, and I don't know if Arizona, when back then it was, you know, not a whole lot of diversity, and that was the first time I lived in a place where there wasn't diversity. Because when I lived in Germany, I had diversity in my neighborhood. I had friends from Africa, I had friends from Italy, you know, so I saw diversity every single day. That's what I was used to. And then when I moved to the States, I didn't see it as much. So it was very strange to me, you know. So you know, lots of times it was, you know, strange and almost maybe borderline uncomfortable. So, you know, I think too, if we would have been to like maybe a LA, maybe if we want to move to an LA first or like somewhere more diverse, I probably would have had a different experience.
Yeah, because yeah, certain areas of the country is not very diverse.
Yeah, and I learned that. And you know, it's funny because like just moving here, it's funny because when I was in Germany, I was an American, like, oh, you know, the American girl down the street. And then when I came over here, I was, what are you? You know, so it's kind of different.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm American because that's what I was over there, right? Oh, you know, the American down the way, the American family. It was never the, you know, the black and Korean family.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah. Yeah. So now that you didn't cut your teeth with the big dogs,
Yeah.
because you really, your first weekend, you really worked with some top notch guys. You know what I'm saying? In the Porter Rock, because he's
Yeah.
well known. He done shot with. Now that you don't work with mainstream talent, what do you think of working with mainstream talent versus working with those that are not?
Oh gosh, it's so different. It was such a relief. It was so nice working with the professional, with Richard Mann and all of them. It was because when I was doing this before, and it was so sad because someone actually, I'm gonna have to cut this off with them. So someone that was filming with me that I met
Yeah,
off FetLife,
yeah,
um, I think he's starting to kind of like me, and I do like him as a friend, but like
yeah,
I think he wants to like, hey, I want to travel with you, take you places, and you're just like, oh, I'm married. Like
yeah.
for stuff like that, like I got somebody. You know what I mean? Like
Uh,
that's not at all what I'm looking for. I'm like, I just need some footage and can you shoot? And it's just harder because because emotions, like they want to be romantically involved
involved.
with you. Yeah.
Yeah, because the thing about it, when you're dealing with someone, even when you came to me, like when I was in the business, I knew walking in the reason why I met you or even fucking you in the first place is because of porn. So
Yeah.
I'm not going to walk in with emotions, because my emotions have to be taken out of the equation for the work that I'm trying to do,
Right.
period. Because even to the point that, for example, if she wants to do, let's say a rape play scene,
Hmm.
hypothetical, you have to take out your emotions to pull that scene off, because you may not be one that can play that kind of role. You feel what I'm saying? If it, it, it it's kind of like, to me, you can't walk into a business setting with your feelings on your sleeve,
Right.
especially if it's
No.
bitches, because we having sex anyway.
Right. Right.
So
No, you're
that
absolutely right.
so
And
it's
you
kind
just
of like, go ahead. What you about to say?
No, I was saying like so that was the nice part about it because you have that understanding going in. So it's not like you have to explain or hurt anyone's feelings. Like I have to go explain to this person now, like, hey, this is great and everything. And I'm gonna have to have that talk. I don't want to have that talk. Nobody wants to have that talk, but
Oh no.
it's nice to go and just do your business and leave. And that's
Yeah,
it.
that was the best part, because I mean, I can have some of the nastiest, sloppiest sex. We kiss and everything, but when the camera go off, we go back to normal. You
Right,
know.
right, exactly. It's like, oh, hey, Mary, or
Shit.
how are your kids? It's work. I tell people it's work
Mm,
because people are asking me questions. I think they think like it's a party. Like so there's like
mm,
all these people, like a huge like Hollywood movie like orgy. I'm like, no, we go to work. It's like, okay, it's noon, you're scheduled at noon, come in, we swap IDs, we do the whole
yeah,
model release, we do that first, right? That's the first
yeah,
thing you do. And then you talk about, hey, what are you comfortable with? And usually what I try to do is I try to talk to the person beforehand and get a feel for them. So I try to do my research as well.
yeah.
I just don't show up on that day and be like, oh, hey, do a little bit of research, hey, is there anything you want, any content, anything you need, anything you're looking for? So you have that discussion beforehand and then you go and do what you need to do.
Now that also, with now that you did the professional shoot, because like I said, the professional shoot and the content, even though it was a content shoot to a certain extent, it was content shoot. The professional
Right.
shoot versus just the content creator shoot. Um, how much of a porn star did you feel that weekend? Did you feel like a porn star? Did you feel like a porn star? That's the
I
question.
did. I felt no, it was like surreal. Like I was just like, oh my God, I can't believe like I'm here doing this. Like I feel so fabulous. Because they really do. They make you feel, I mean, like you are on this pedestal. And it's a great
Mm-hmm.
feeling. And I was able to watch other scenes that were being shot, and I could tell from the other actresses, their energy, like, yeah, like, they make you feel good. They make you feel like wonderful, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, you feel like you feel like a porn star.
Yeah, because see, people don't realize when you're a porn star, it's a different level than just because you're actually now being considered a professional. You
Yes.
know, period.
It's
And
no
people don't.
longer like the camera, your iPhone, and just kind of, you know, messing around, or it's like a real setup. You come in and you get creative, and you have the ability to be creative and, you know, make something wonderful for other people to enjoy.
Mhm. Yeah, because see, to me, that's what I love. It set me apart from the average. You know,
Yes,
that I
right,
had a cameraman, that girls could come here and then get surefire professional looking content. And also, that's part of the reason why some of the girls got nominated. Because people don't realize they just not gonna just nominate you because you got a fucking cell phone. And
right,
you got Urban X Awards, you got the AVNs, you got, you know, the ASN Lifestyle Awards and stuff, the XBiz Awards. They just don't nominate just anybody for any reason.
right,
They
correct,
nominate you based off the work that you're doing, and to the level, the closer you get to Hollywood, the better off you are. Because
right,
like when girls talk about they want paid gigs, you have to shoot similar to the people that you're talking about paying you, because it's no longer they just going to grab a new girl and we're going to run with her. No, she actually got to have a following coming behind her and some
right,
experience. So it's no longer just a straight up pure rookie,
right.
you know.
Yeah,
So,
no, it was really nice because it's like, you know, for the longest time I was doing this, and you kind of wonder, like, is anyone even like noticing or seeing? And you know, I guess like I would think that every now and then, but something inside of me just told me, oh, just keep going. And I didn't realize like anyone was watching. And I guess
yeah,
that's the nice part, you know, like, oh, they were watching, people were watching, you know.
yeah, because when you start dropping triple X shit, immediately people gonna pay attention. What they're watching to see is what you're gonna do with it. Because you have so many girls that come into business and they hear, I call them fly by night. They hear the day gone tomorrow. You know, it
Now,
used to
why
be
do you
back.
think that happens?
Well, um, really because they didn't make the money that they thought they were going to make, and they found out the business was way harder, or they were ashamed of walking in to begin
Now, you know, that's interesting because like I don't I know it sounds weird, like I do think about the potential of the money, but I don't think about the money. That's not the first thing that's on my mind. If I
with.
was thinking about money, I would just go to work at a like,
Hmm.
you
But
know,
see,
some
also you
corp
came in a
like what I
different,
was doing,
but you
you
came
know.
in a different era where, okay, for example, back in the era that I came, girls used porn to boost escorting
Oh, okay,
because
gotcha.
content wasn't wanted or necessarily needed by them for so much. The girls that understood the value of content started doing content. But
Mm,
that's also why people still filmed as if they was going to make it to Hollywood. Because the thing was you film for a DVD, not necessarily for a site.
right.
But when this era came, pandemic hit, girls saw that it was a way that I can make money without leaving the house. Content. And also girls saw the value of having content, at the same token using porn to boost their escorting, because also what great way to validate a client by he already paid on your OnlyFans. See, people, there's many ways they freak this game, people. So that's so it's kind of like, but even back then they were saying girls need to focus on their content. You shooting your own, because you right now, the difference now is the guys that work for the studios would not shoot content with girls. Now the guys that work for studios need content and they shoot with y'all. So
Right.
it's, yeah. So
Well,
it's it. Go ahead.
No, it just amazes me of all this knowledge that you know, Bobby. I feel like I learn something every time I talk to you. I feel
Man,
like
we
I get
was
schooled all the time by Bobby. I'm like, oh, really?
because because even to the point that, like I said, even from seeing how they were posting the videos, they posted them fast. So that let me know how good
Right.
the scene was. Period. Because we do schedule how we're gonna post something. We prioritize how we're gonna post something. So girls, just how you know you did a good job. If he post that shit within 2 weeks of y'all shooting, you did your job.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm there for. Like, like I really do take this very seriously. Like, it is like, I was a decent athlete in, college and professionally, and I take that same mindset and I place it into what I'm doing now. And I've placed that in every, job and career I have. So like I'm very, very goal oriented. I want to make sure I do a good job, and I want to do the best I can. I want to come prepared. So every time I show up to a shoot, I come prepared. I train, I do everything I need to prepare for this shoot. This shoot is like my Olympics.
Because I'm gonna tell you what's funny. You need to go ahead and implement that in some of your porn for your brand. It's like, okay, you used to be an athlete so you can play a coach. You
Well, I used to be a coach,
that what I'm
Bobby.
saying.
That was my
What?
job. I was a
What?
college, okay, I was a college strength coach. So I used to train college athletes. Wait, wait, wait. Not only did I train college athletes, I used to help prep seniors for pro day and the combine, NFL combine. And I did that for many, many years
Oh my God.
because
So,
I have a vast background in speed training, track and field, and Olympic weightlifting. So those are
oh my
two
God.
components that are used in a lot of athletic training in sports training.
I am sorry. I see some. Oh man, I see some.
So I be telling you,
Uh,
I'm like, I have a few former athletes actually follow me and know what I do now. It'll be interesting when this comes out.
because it like to me, it's kind of like I think porn stars should take shit that they did in the past and implement it to what they're doing now as far as scene ideas. Because like to me, that's a whole bag that is just unbelievable. Like you can play the coach, and let's say you had Porter Rocker. He's an athlete. You probably his strength coach. The yoga shit. You feel what I'm saying? It's kind of like
Well,
because
okay, I can't say too much. I do have a similar. I did a shoot this past weekend, kind of in that genre.
see that's funny.
But you're gonna have to wait.
See
You're
how
gonna have to
see the
wait.
mind see how my mind work, how great minds work.
Yes.
Period. Even to the point. Oh fuck yeah, I would have had you as I go as far as being like, yeah, she's a Olympic weightlifter, and I'm a reporter coming to interview her.
You could. No, that'd be an excellent scene, actually.
That's the reason why I like to get that when I did work with girls. That's why I like to get to know them because I used to pull from what they did.
Yeah, that's
Period.
awesome.
Yeah,
Bobby can start
because
writing my scripts and my scenes.
I mean, I'm there for you. You know what I'm saying? I don't
Yeah,
mind. I mean, I'm
absolutely.
retired. I can still use the ideas because it's
Yeah,
kind
for
of like
real.
to me because it's kind of like even to the point that like shoot, I can see you even doing like an '80s throwback scene or something.
I love the
Period.
80s. I have the leatards and all that stuff. I have that outfit. I love
I'm
80s
saying,
like
dude,
sports
wear the big
attire.
boy outfit, the Adidas. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I
With
love Adidas.
with
Adidas is
with the
my brand.
galoshes. So, oh my goodness. So I mean, what other shoots did you do besides them? Cause I know you done some other shoots, what have you, since then. Cause you stay
Well,
moving and
yes, I always try to stay busy. I did some shooting with Doc Chocolate. We had a party in LA where we did our first shoot, so we shot again.
yeah,
Actually, too, if you go look at we have what we were just talking about. We have kind of a similar scene, so I don't know. Like that's why I can't tell you guys everything. You have to follow me on Twitter and like I'll let you know like
yeah.
everything that's happening. I can't tell you everything. There's so much that's happening. But yeah, I just dark chocolate. We had some kind of newer fellas in the
Mm-hmm.
game, so
Mm-hmm.
that was fun. And yeah, I'm just kind of building up my shooting schedule. Starting to line everyone up to get some shoots done. I like to take a break from shooting. I treat it like training for for sports. You have a yearly plan that you're looking at. You don't train every day. You don't, so I like to shoot at a certain time and then I take a little bit of a break and then I'll go back. Because,
Yes.
too, like people don't realize, like, not only am I shooting, right, but like workouts take a long time. Like, this doesn't take care of itself. I have to go bust ass every day. And when I'm traveling, I have to find the time to go bust ass, like, so I have to
Mm-hmm.
go run or I swim or I find something. I have to find something to stay active. So, that takes a lot of time too. I don't think people realize
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, because to be honest with you, when you think about it, doing the point thing, you actually got to be kind of athletic to do it anyway.
You have to be in
Because
shape.
yeah, because you that's why I give Richard Mann his prop. This motherfucker in his 50s and he goes like in his 20s. And me being a male talent, I know the angles that he got to pull off. They're not comfortable as a male
Right.
talent, period. Not just counting the female, but just the male, period. So it's kind of like that's why I tell anyway, if you don't come away from that scene sore, you didn't do it right. You know.
Okay. So I'll tell you one thing, okay, and then I'm not going to talk about this particular scene. So there was a scene where I had to get athletic because I was licking ass. So I had to like maneuver myself, and if I
Yeah.
was not strong enough or flexible or mobile enough, there is no way I would be able to do that and still have what was going on around me.
See
That's
that
all I'm
that
going to
lets you
say.
that see they're gonna make y'all have to go to her Twitter page. Oh, y'all made it go to the Twitter page. So now we said we're gonna have this conversation on the first episode, and
Yeah.
you know what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna let you introduce the conversation, and we'll go from there. All right?
No,
Since you
well,
the
no, no,
host,
no. I mean, we've talked about so many things.
the
We
the,
talked
the
about so many
interracial, the
things.
interracial, the interracial of a way. That conversation.
Oh, the other, what's interesting? Because yeah, I was just kind of wondering. I was asking Bobby because you see a lot of porn that's targeted black men, white women, and I'm like, how come you don't see it the other way around? And so I called Bobby one day. I was like, why doesn't it happen? Because I know it exists. Because I'm married to a white guy, so I know that you know white men have sex with black women. So why don't we see more of it? Why isn't it out there? So I was asking Bobby this because Bobby
Yeah.
knows everything.
I don't know everything. I know a lot, but I don't know everything. Um, no, I said and thought about it and I pondered that conversation, and it's many folds to it. So, I mean, from your worldly experience, what do you think for what you have seen, just from your eyes?
Now, okay, so this stems back to how I was raised. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
I was raised in a interracial. My parents, interracial
Mm-hmm.
marriage. So I'm used to seeing different and different, but it then always looks the same to me too. And to growing up in Germany, I did see a lot of there were some interracial marriages both ways,
Mm-hmm.
and so I guess maybe growing up there because I didn't experience a lot of I don't know, I just moving here I assumed it'd be the same and it wasn't. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I feel you saying. I feel you saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Well,
and then like when I moved here, I didn't see a lot of it. It was kind of like weird because I would get comments at school. Like
yeah.
like one guy was like, I would really love to date you, but you're black. And I'm like, what the hell's that got to do with it? But
Because
it
you got
did because he
people
was
got to
black,
understand we came our generation, because I don't know your age and I don't ask or need to worry
I just
about
had
it.
a birthday.
So yeah, oh, happy birthday to you. Oh, but I'm
Thank
sorry.
you.
Yes, her birthday was
I'm a
yesterday.
Gemini.
Oh, so we were just coming off of segregation for the most part because segregation ended in the '60s, late '60s. So you had the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, what have you, period. Even to my experience in the South, it was a rarity that you even saw black with white in any way, period.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, if you say about 20 to 30 years ago, you wouldn't even see a Hispanic in Durham, North Carolina, period.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I think it's that's the reason why Europe was a little bit more. They're ahead of us because they're an older country,
Right.
and they're okay. We want to go there. They're mostly white, so them
Oh,
mixing.
right.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Them with a black woman is not as rare as it is here or look differently. Because at one point, it was illegal to marry a white man to marry a black woman. Like you would
Mm-hmm.
go to jail for that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Black men used to get lynched for that shit. So,
Mm-hmm.
even for looking at a white woman.
Right. Well, you know what's
So,
interesting? Because my father is older. My father grew up when I was segregated in Texas.
mm-hmm,
Uh, and
mm-hmm.
he would say things, and my mom and I remember asking my mom. My mom's Korean, so if you go to Korea,
Yeah,
it's the same very stigma with blacks. It's like
yeah,
if Koreans are to marry out of their race, if it's white, it's more acceptable. If
yeah,
they're
because,
black, it's not. And so, my mom, married, during that time. So in the,
mm-hmm,
70s where things were happening, or whatever over here, I asked my mom about it one time. I said, because, my harmony, my grandma, I said, did she care? Or did it matter? She goes, no, it didn't matter to her. So I don't know. I don't know. Like, it's just, I guess I never really thought of it because they never really made a big deal about it. Does that make
yeah,
sense? So like when I came
yeah,
here,
yeah.
it seemed like a big deal. And I was like, what's the big deal?
Yeah, and that was the reason why it was a big deal.
Yeah, I was just like,
Period. It's because think about it. And that's the reasoning why I think black man with white woman is more accepted, more looked upon, sells more than that of a black woman with a white man, because it was more accepted if you was married outside your race. Why the one with the black dude is more tabooish, and the business of porn is to be taboo, to be
I
against the
see,
grain.
I
So
see.
it's like that's the reason why. Now, business sense, like I said before, the problem is that you have certain people that's in power that they don't want to go across the grain because their biggest worry is money they might lose if they try to do that. Because it's kind of like, think about it, when you look at it, it it's a combination of society, it's a combination of money, it's a combination of a whole bunch of things. Because at the end of the day, is also you have some talent like black men that they shoot with a bunch of white girls because them the only girls that are willing to work with them. You feel what I'm saying? It's kind of like just like
Right.
white, what I'm saying? Just like white talent is scared to reach out to black girls because you don't know if the black girl be willing to shoot with the white talent. Okay, even when I
And
think about, go ahead.
and I guess like that's something I don't think about, right? Because I've never had to really think about it. Because again, it was never, until again, like I didn't grow up that
Yeah,
way. No one made a big deal about it. So like I'm open. Like I'm like,
yeah,
if you are professional and you are sexy and you keep yourself healthy and you want to get into this business and try to do something, I am more than happy to shoot with you. It doesn't matter where you come from or whatever.
hmm,
That's
yeah.
my thought process. But
I mean, but like I said, it's just, it's kind of like females don't realize people analyze anything you do, from your Twitter page to what have you. So when, like for example, I got pigeonholed into all I wanted to shoot was BBWs. Now, don't get it twisted. Yes, I'm attracted to BBWs. I like BBWs, but I like all women. It just, as long
hmm
as you're sexy, you got lady lumps, I'm good. I don't want a
right,
toothpick.
right,
If you're a toothpick, you better have a booty and some tits to go with it.
right.
so So it's kind of, but because the BBWs, especially the black one, was the one that was willing to do the content trade. They the one that wanted to have the site. that's who I worked with because they was willing to do that. Plus the contacts that I had that did pay gigs, that what they were looking for, majority of them. So, but when I hollered at a smaller girl, they look at what I shot with and automatically assume that they don't fit what I'm trying to do. I'm like,
oh, I see.
You get what I'm saying? So it's
Yeah, I
kind of
guess
like
they have like a not a cat. Maybe that's like their brand or how they. And I get that, and that's fine. You know, I guess. I mean, I guess a great thing about being in this business that you can absolutely choose what you want to do, right?
yeah.
You know, you have that option where, you know, some jobs you don't always have that option.
Because especially in this day and era, it made women have to become business women.
Right.
Because you just can't depend on content. You have to find other avenues within the trade to make money.
Yeah, multiple
You know what I'm
streams.
saying? Even with
Absolutely, yeah.
content, even if it's webcamming or what have you, I'm like, shoot, you surprised you don't do some butt naked yoga videos or something. I'm just saying.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah, I would. I love stretching. I do like some naked stretching or maybe like a naked stretching class. I don't know if you guys would be interested. If somebody like people came to that, I'd probably be happy to do that. Can you do that? You can have a naked stretching class, right? Why not?
Yeah, yeah. Actually, I'm pretty sure they do
People
have
need
them.
to
I think
stretch
they do.
more. Yeah, people need to stretch more.
Do you stretch before scenes?
I do. I try to do some mobility work and stretching beforehand. Yes.
She said mobility work. That let you know.
Mobility is mobility work is important. You have to be mobile and, you know, be able to open up your hips and, you know, get into different positions and, you know, like you got to be mobile. One leg might have to be up and the other one's over here, you know.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Now we love flexible women. Trust me, we love porn stars to do their own stunts.
And
I'm just
especially
saying.
too, like my back. I'm big on because I want to be able to arch my back a lot. So I work a lot on my back too.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Especially
That's
with
important. So yeah, if
when we
you
come.
ever get a chance to like work with anyone athletic in the bed, it's always fun. No one wants
Yeah.
like a person just being in one position. That's not fun.
Oh no, nah. It would be. I like to do as many positions.
I mean, I do like it from the back. I love it doggy style, but after a while, I'm like, okay, let's switch, and then we can go back to that.
Yeah, it's kind of like, to me, that's the other thing too about being a porn star. That you was doing porn shit before you were doing porn shit.
Yeah, I
Just
was.
just for what you was liking or what you into. Because even with porn, it still takes imagination, even though you're in front of the camera.
Right, right. And you're
Yeah,
always like, I feel like you're always experiencing something new. You know, each
yeah,
of those scenes that I did, they were all very different. One was not like each other, you know, very similar, but not identical.
yeah. Because that's the whole key is to not bore your fan base.
Right. And two, everyone's different. So every actor is different. You know, the chemistry is different. You know, maybe some people like you're just like, I just want to straight fuck you. There's no talking, there's no nothing. Just be quiet and just do this. And then like there's other people who are like, oh, I want to talk more. You know, so it's just different.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I was always a role play dude. I always wanted to have some type of skit, proceed the scene, or what have that. Just me. I never really liked the straight to the point fuck
You
scenes.
like met that one actor where you were just like, holy moly, like it's so like primal that you're just like you know?
Yeah, I mean, it's like, okay, when it comes to me doing my dom shit, yeah,
Okay.
like with the bondage and stuff like that, because then that's my lifestyle and that's tapping into the inner me, you know what I'm saying, or what have you. Because to me, it's kind of like the way I look at when it comes to porn versus is that I want people to remember that scene. to the point of how I remember shit that I grew up. Because it wasn't just the fucking that I remember what led up to it. Plus, I also take into account that when men jerk off, we actually make up the scenario that led to the jerk off when we imagine a chick.
I wonder if like it's just different for women and men.
I mean, I don't know. You're a woman. I can't tell you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it is because I think about like for me, it's just like it really is a case by case basis.
Yeah, because see, it's kind of like the reason why I like the role play scene because it's giving you a scenario that might tap into that person's memory. They either remembered a similar situation or heard of it or what have you. It's kind of like as simple as, all right, you're going to see your homegirl.
Okay.
She calls you. You know what I'm saying? It could be as simple as you going to see your homegirl. You just going over there to smoke. And then, like, y'all smoking and y'all end up fucking.
Mm-hmm.
Now, even though you're that simple, what have you, but if you play it right, it's like how many motherfuckers, females and male, actually happen. Period. Or you met somebody at the club, or you met somebody at the gas station. Someone told me, a smart man said, take any situation that can happen in life and just put sex behind it.
So I should do like, sorry, Bobby, my AirPods went down, their battery's low, so you might get some background noise.
Okay, that's
so
fine.
like I should use this incident. I went into a dispensary to buy some weed, and when I came out, the security guard is like, hey, where are you going right now? I was like, I'm going to my car. He's like, I would really like to fuck you. So I should use that scenario. I did not fuck him, but he wanted to fuck me. I should probably use that scenario.
You see, there you go. So, most definitely.
Thank you, Bobby. See, this is why I like talking to Bobby. It's like brainstorming. So that's an idea I should use.
Most definitely. So my phone is now trying to go low and almost dead. And we got the hour in. So with that being said, another episode, the first premiere episode in the books of the Blasian Goddess Hour. How did it feel to have your first episode?
It's awesome. I hope everyone enjoys it. I hope, we can have some interesting topics and guests come in and chit chat with us. So I'm excited. I look forward to this journey, and I hope you guys come on this ride with me.
No doubt. Oh, and tell everybody where they can spend money on you.
Oh, you can go to MissKellieShin.com. That's my website. That's where I put all of my stuff. And why I always drive everyone to my website versus OnlyFans. You can go to OnlyFans too. If you go to my Twitter, I have the link. But my whole vault, my whole library, everything I've ever done sits in that website. It does not sit in OnlyFans.
Say no more. So that being said, like I end every podcast here on the Smoke This Over podcast family, especially here in the Premium Smoke Room. And y'all seeing this for free, but episode 2 and beyond will now be behind the Premium Smoke Room Raw. So you have to subscribe $4.99 a month to see this pretty face. The only thing you're going to see on YouTube is trailer. So
too, and then you can see more of me too.
Oh yes, that's right. Also, oh yes. You
never know what outfit I'm gonna wear.
See, say no more. See,
we're always on camera. I never do phone in. You'll always see me.
Yes. So there you go, people. Subscribe. And with that being said, life is a learning experience. What's the point of the experience if you didn't learn anything? Smoke that over. Say goodbye to the people.
Goodbye, people. Mwah.
I got you covered.
Somebody call the FBI. What is going on? Somebody still spewed out. My fans would never speak to me so disrespectfully. They'd be like,
but see, here's the difference between your fans and theirs.
Yeah, my fans would be like,
yeah, you see, you're a dominatrix, so
yeah. Of course, one man could never be enough for our goddess. You need all of them.
The Premium Smoke Podcast, where all the porn stars come to.
I do.
Shop it.
I unfortunately do know every bitch that dick has ever touched. Well, at least in the last 3 years. But scene is so hot. It's an hour long. And it was such an intense scene that I actually dropped into I dropped off into subspace during the scene.
It's causing that good havoc and give you that great smoke.
Okay, literally, I knew it was that. I'm gonna clear back when he was fine. I felt like this, and I said, "What the fuck?" And yeah, I guess he wanted to get deeper, so he.
I'm sorry, bitch. Just got
he put his stomach on my back.
Sugar and spice and everything. So you been belly fucked. Yeah, we live in a world where we love separating shit. Look at porn, for instance. You got BBW porn, BDSM porn, racial porn. Hold on. But I'm gonna tell you what's interesting. Think about this. What's the name for white on white porn? I'm waiting. Come to the dark side and let me give you that deep.
Because it also the best cage match ever for me is Kellie Blanchard versus Magnet TA, because they fought like two guys that actually had tissue. And fighting is not cool. You roll around on the ground.